You know, but you mentioned something. Sometimes that person just isn't able to do it.
Hmm.
They're not able to do it. And you asking or talking about, hey, this is something that I like or I want or I desire, and they can't do it. How are they supposed to feel about you saying that though?
That's true. That's true. And how do you handle it if you ask the person to change it up a little, switch it up a little, and they can't? Then what do you do?
You're gonna have to make a decision on whether you want to tolerate, because it's basically you have to tolerate it, right?
Pretty
You're going to
much.
tolerate what you're getting or learn to love what you're getting, or try to find someone else. It'd be a shame if this person checked a whole bunch of other boxes and made you happy,
Hmm.
but they weren't able to fulfill something that's important to a lot of people. And then you got to make a decision,
Yeah, yeah. I've been in a situation.
either to leave or cheat. Oh, really?
Well,
And we know you don't cheat, so what'd you do?
no, no, no. So, oh Lord, that's a tough conversation. I mean,
We ain't
I
gotta talk
dealt
about
with,
it. We ain't gotta talk about it.
you
It's
know,
cool.
no. I'm not saying it's a tough conversation, but it's a lot that happened in between. I dealt with it with from that person because what they were doing was good. It's just I like variety, and when I asked them to switch it up, they couldn't do the switch up.
Okay.
So I just dealt with what they could do.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So you just learn to deal with it.
yeah, yeah.
That's tough
Which
though.
which which if that relationship had gone the way it was supposed to go, I could see me years down the line getting bored with it, but
Okay.
at the time, I dealt with it. Now, I will say the next guy I dated had the exact opposite issue of the first guy. But when I talked to him and said, "Hey, I like variety. Can you come over this way a little bit?" He was able to do it. No problem.
All right. So we talked about telling your partner, but what if your partner told you?
Oh, I'm a pleaser. So please tell me if I'm not doing something or if I'm doing something that you would rather me do, please tell me.
Yeah, I think I've had conversations with people, and it wasn't necessarily about what we did or didn't do, but I'm inquisitive about certain things. So I'm gonna ask like, okay, so what positions do you like? How do you like this or what have you? And there's been some times where they said, well, I like it this way. And I know that the way that they like it ain't gonna really, I ain't set up for that yet. I'm in the gym now. But you know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
ain't really set up for that. So I'm like, okay, so I'm either gonna have to like really excel on what I'm good at or try to make the changes to where I could try to give it to them how they want it. And they have to make a decision. Okay, am I gonna stick around with this guy knowing that he can't, give it to me like I really want it to be given to me?
Mhm.
It did kind of poke at some insecurities, but I think most of the time, any feedback that I have received, normally it happened in the moment. And I think that that's the best time to do that. Like, hey, no, 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 do it like this.
Mhm.
It's hard to get mad unless you just like really fucking crazy. Like if you in the middle of doing some shit with a woman and she's like, do this, or like, do this. I like this. Like, I don't see why that would be problematic.
I've heard it be a problem, I
Yeah,
heard
I
it's a
mean,
problem for
listen,
people.
we've seen, unfortunately, what's been going on with some guys and black women, some of these dudes is fucking off. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we asked the audience, if your partner told you they were unhappy in the bedroom, would you rather they had said something sooner, or are you glad they finally said it at all? So Shay said both. Tell me and tell me sooner rather than later. Can't work on an issue you're unaware of.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's why I would rather know than not because if you don't tell me, how can I work on it? And if, like I said, I'm a pleaser, I get off on my partner enjoying what I do. So if you're not enjoying what I do, you're you're messing with your own pleasure, but you're messing with mine too.
Yeah.
Let's come on, let's get this together.
Yeah. Remind me about pleasing when we get done with this topic. So
Okay.
TJ said, now let's have a conversation. I want no holds barred in the bedroom or whatever four walls we are in. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then Darius said your sister didn't complain. Whatever, Darius.
Oh Lord, you didn't even have to read that one.
Then Danielle said, tell me sooner, but also let's talk about it whenever. I don't believe in letting ish marinate. Most folks are coachable, myself included.
Yeah, most. There are some who aren't, but yeah,
Yeah, like what's up with that?
yeah.
Man, that's
Majority of people, well, in this day and age, I believe that majority of people are coachable. But in the past, I have run across dudes who think that I won't say they think they're God's gift, but they think because they were able to make certain women excited or have pleasure in the bedroom that they can do it with everybody. Everybody's body is not the same. So if I'm telling you I like this, don't say, well, this is what works. You don't if that's I'm telling you that don't work for me, it don't work for me. So I'm gonna need you to do what I think it works for me, what I know works for me.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. All right, so here's my, and that's hard for a lot of guys to understand though,
Hmm.
because like you like, well, damn, she like this. And, guys be like, oh, I did a little bit of studying and, I realized if I touch a G spot while I'm eating it, you know what I'm saying? She going, but like, bro, and, if you read it, it'd be like, okay, about an inch or two inside, there's like a little spongy spot. And then it's like, well, hold on, bro. Not every woman's anatomy is set up the same way. You're gonna have to kind of switch it up. And some women don't like as much pressure. You
Hmm.
pay attention. I think sometimes dudes either they just what did it say? Either they don't know, don't show. I have to assume that you either just too fucking excited to just be there, that you're not paying attention to her, or you only really just care about your nut.
Hmm. Which
And
that's where my mind goes. If a guy's not teachable, coachable, whatever you want to say, my mind usually go, he's not worried about my pleasure. He's worried about doing what he wants to do.
yeah. So that's led to my spin-off question.
Hmm.
So I know you said you're a pleaser. I am too. How does it work when two pleasers collide?
For me, it's been a great thing.
But like, okay, like so for me, being a pleaser is more about I used to talk to this goofy ass girl, and I'm gonna call her goofy because I think she blocked me. She ended up being weird. But anyway,
Okay.
she told me that she told me that I wasn't really a pleaser. She told me that I was a residual masturbator. And I was like, what? And she just like, we would argue for like hours. And she said, you're not really worried about pleasing me. You really worried about you want to dominate through pleasing. Like you get off on that. So it really ain't pleasing. You're really pleasing yourself. I'm thinking like that's the same fucking thing. Like, what are you talking about? So what I mean by that, where I'm going with that is if the guy, if he's like, listen, this is the way I like to have control over you and what I can do to you, and that don't leave room for you to do a lot to me. Does that work for you?
No. Because first of all, you're controlling. I don't need to be controlled.
But it's
I'm not
but
the,
it's but it's a pleasurable control though.
I don't care. If we're both not receiving something out of this, what's the point? And again, I'm not an animal. I don't need to be controlled. I have thoughts and opinions and a mind and pleasure zones of my own.
Hey Tay, that was I know you didn't mean to be funny. That was funny. Go ahead, though. My
But
bad.
I'm just saying, like, That because that was the first thing that popped into my head when you said two people who want to please each other combined, but it causes problems. That's the first thing I thought of was some one of them is controlling. And that's not gonna work for me. I've been in relationships, more than one, where it's, at least sexually, we wanted to please each other. So it was a give and take thing. It wasn't a I'm always gonna be the one doing this. What's the pleasure in that?
Okay, so sometimes I would say that maybe the person isn't controlling. I understand what you're saying, like they could be controlling, but sometimes they're not comfortable with their part with I'm gonna speak from a guy's perspective. Sometimes they're not comfortable with this, hey, I'm gonna just lay back and allow her to take control. Like she may be able to get on top, but she gets on top, I still gotta kind of, I saw Michael Jackson's video where he was doing that this week. I was like, Mike used to do some crazy shit. I've been watching Mike all week since I saw the movie. But
Hmm.
that video, the way you make me feel.
Yeah.
He was sitting here like he was back. I was just like, damn, Mike, we get it. Nah, you want to smash. All right, Mike, I get it. But sometimes they may not be comfortable enough to allow you to take control.
Then that sounds like a conversation needs to be had. Because if a guy's not comfortable with me, again, why are you with me? Go find somebody you can be comfortable
But
with.
it's not that though. I mean, if you look at it that way, that's like offensive. Like you're taking offense to it. When it's more so just like I'm not really comfortable with my body, my experience in bed, and I'm comfortable when I'm in control, but I'm not comfortable with you doing certain things to me.
But you just said control, but you're trying to tell me it's not about being controlling.
No, because okay, it's control,
Hmm.
but it's not domineering. I think
That
there's
doesn't mean it's not controlling.
agreed, but I think there's a different slant to being domineering versus like me taking the lead
Hmm.
versus I have to control you. I have to dominate you.
Well, yeah, being dominant in the bedroom and allowing somebody else to do what makes them feel pleasure are two totally different things. I get that. But if this person is telling you what gives me pleasure is to give you pleasure, and you're not allowing them to get that, then what are they getting out? I mean, you're giving them
Okay.
pleasure, but what gives them pleasure is really not being fulfilled 100%.